The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has declared its readiness to conduct the July 16 Osun State Governorship Election. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, while meeting with the stakeholders in the state, says that the commission has put all modalities in place and will ensure that the election is free, fair and credible. Professor Yakubu also tasked politicians to play by the rules, saying the electoral body will not take sides in the poll.
Voting points to polling units were done to ensure expansion of voter access to polling units. This increased the polling units in Osun State from 3,010 to 3,763, meaning additional 753 new polling units. To ensure adequate security and peaceful elections, polling units were moved away from the often contested places such as the front of the houses of politicians, palaces, with due respect to our traditional rulers, religious centers, and these were moved to public buildings, and where there are no public buildings, we have used open spaces. As I speak to you, all the non-sensitive materials have been received. They have been distributed to the local government areas. They have been sorted and batched to polling unit levels and ready to be conveyed to the registration area camps on the eve of the election. Any moment from now, we expect the delivery of the sensitive materials here in Osogbo. We have produced maps of all the polling units in the state, both electronically and hard copy, for ease of movement and location of polling units by the polling officials, staff of INEC and election monitors, as well as observers and security agents. Poll officials have been adequately trained and ready for deployment. Security personnel and other election stakeholders in the state have equally been trained. INEC had met with stakeholders in their categories. We have met our royal fathers, we have met religious leaders and religious groups, civil society organizations, community-based organizations, non-governmental organizations, local and international observers, and many more. While this particular meeting is the final one with the stakeholders towards the July 16 election. Having conducted the continuous voter registration since June 2021, cards have been printed. That's the permanent voters card have been printed and are being collected by voters. The Commission conducted mock accreditation in selected local government areas to ensure the functionality of the beavers, that is the new technology we are using for the electioneering process. And we also did the readiness assessment of the election. The exercise was a very successful one. As we are all aware, the impressive outcome experienced in the Ekiti State election is a good reflection of the level of planning and preparation. And we are super ready to beat Ekiti's record in Osun State by announcing the results in less than 12 hours with your cooperation.
As was the case in previous elections, various stakeholders would like to be given assurances in a number of critical areas. First is the transparency, inclusivity, and credibility of the elections. And secondly, its security and peaceful conduct. The choice of who becomes the next governor of Osun State is entirely in the hands of voters in Osun State. We are not a political party. We have no candidate in the election. We have successfully implemented 12 out of 14 activities contained in the timetable and schedule of activities for the election. The only two outstanding activities are the last day of campaign by political parties, which ends at midnight on Thursday, 14th July, and election day activities on Saturday, 16th July 2022. The Commission has extended the last date for the collection of PVCs to Thursday, 14th July 2022. That is 24 hours to the election. I appeal to all registered voters that are yet to collect their PVCs to see the opportunity of the additional measures to do so. Many of the PVCs have already been collected by citizens. Of the 1,955,657 registered voters in Osun State, 1,479,595, or 76%, have collected their cards as at Sunday, 10th July 2022. I'm sure the figure would have gone higher. So 76% of the registered voters in Osun State have already collected their PVCs. We are also updating our records to provide detailed breakdown of PVCs collected by polling units. So you'll have the information of PVCs collected polling unit by polling unit throughout the state. This will be concluded and made available on Friday, 15th July 2022. That is a day to the election. This step is important because the total number of PVCs collected will be used to determine the margin of lead principle as against the total number of registered voters, in line with our regulations and guidelines for the conduct of elections 2022, derived from the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. The Commission is deploying assistive devices for persons with disabilities to have a more pleasant voting experience on election day. Magnifying glasses, braille ballot guide, and posters for voters with hard of hearing conditions will be deployed at polling unit level in areas of need based on the data collected in collaboration with the PWD community. The bimodal voter accreditation system will be deployed for voter accreditation and uploading of election results on election day on the Commission's INEC results viewing portal, IRE. We are working to ensure that accredited observers and the media are invited to join us at intervals to provide live reports from the field. At the same time, citizens can contact us on our various platforms, such as the toll-free INEC Citizens Contact Center telephone line, in addition to our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts.